Something is happening on March 10th, a shift, a moment in time when the energy around you, the very fabric of your reality, aligns in a way that has the power to redefine everything you thought was possible. March 10th, the day. Everything changes. Manifest your dream life now. This isn't just another date on the calendar. It's an opportunity, a gateway, a point where those who are ready will tap into something truly extraordinary. What if I told you that on this day, a profound transformation is within your reach, that you are not just a passive observer in your own life, but the architect of your future? The truth is, most people live trapped in a cycle of unconscious habits, repeating the same emotions, the same reactions, the same predictable outcomes. But on March 10th, we break that cycle. We step into a new paradigm where thoughts, emotions, and energy synchronize in a way that most have never experienced before. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this. Step by step, you'll understand why this moment holds such immense power and how to use it to manifest your dream life now. But to grasp the full picture, to truly harness what's about to unfold, you need to see this all the way through. Because once you do, there will be no going back. Understanding the power of March 10. There are days that pass like any other, fading into the background of routine. But then there are days charged with something different, something potent, something rare. March 10th is one of those days. It is not just another date on the calendar. It is an opening, a moment in time where the energy around us shifts, aligning in a way that can set profound transformation into motion. This is not about superstition or coincidence. This is about tapping into a field of intelligence that is always present, but on this day becomes undeniably accessible. What makes March 10 so powerful? There are moments when the collective focus of human intention, the movement of unseen forces, and the alignment of energy create a heightened state of possibility. When we recognize these moments and step into them with awareness, we unlock a level of transformation that most people never realize is possible. March 10th is not about chance, it is about choice. The choice to step out of the unconscious cycles of the past and into a reality that is no longer dictated by old patterns, but by conscious creation. Consider this day as a reset button, a rare opportunity where the gravitational pull of your past begins to loosen, and for a fleeting moment you stand at the threshold of something entirely new. This is the kind of shift that allows you to break free from the invisible chains that have kept you anchored to the same experiences, the same emotions, the same predictable outcomes. But here's the key. Awareness alone is not enough. You must act. Imagine waking up on this day and sensing that something feels different. The air around you holds a quiet intensity, as if something unseen is waiting for you to step forward and claim it. What if everything that has led you to this moment, the struggles, the doubts, the fears, was actually preparing you for this precise shift? What if March 10 is not just a day, but a turning point where your thoughts, emotions, and energy begin moving in a direction they have never moved before? The truth is, most people will not recognize this opportunity. They will wake up on March 10th and move through their day as they always have, unaware that the universe has opened a door right in front of them. But you are not here to live unconsciously. You are here to step into a version of yourself that is no longer defined by old limitations. March 10th is your chance to do exactly that. The question is, will you step through that door, or will you let it close, waiting for another moment that may never come? This day is an invitation, a moment to break free, to recalibrate, and to align yourself with the life you were meant to live. But only if you recognize the power of March 10 and claim it as your own. But if your mind is truly creating reality, then what happens when you unknowingly program it with fear, doubt, or limitation? Could it be that the struggles you face are not random, but reflections of the energy you've been unconsciously projecting? And more importantly, what would change if you rewired your thoughts to align with the life you truly desire? The science behind thought and reality. What if I told you that your entire reality, the experiences you attract, the opportunities you encounter, the way people respond to you, is not happening to you, but because of you? That your thoughts and emotions are not just fleeting moments in your mind, but powerful forces shaping the electromagnetic field around you. Science is now confirming what ancient wisdom has always known. Your mind is not just observing reality, it is creating it. Every time you think a thought, an electrical impulse is fired between neurons in your brain. These impulses create neural pathways, strengthening over time as thoughts are repeated. But thought alone is not enough. Emotion is the amplifier. The moment a thought is paired with a strong emotion, a biochemical response is triggered in the body. This is what gives thought its power. Your body begins to feel the thought as if it were real. And the more you feel it, the more it becomes a part of your identity. If those thoughts and emotions are rooted in fear, doubt, or limitation, they create a feedback loop, a self-perpetuating cycle where your body memorizes the emotional state of your past, and your mind keeps producing the same thoughts to match it. This is how people become trapped in their own stories. They wake up every day, recalling yesterday's struggles, reinforcing the same emotional responses, and unknowingly recreating the past instead of designing the future. March 10th is an invitation to break this cycle. This day is a disruption, a moment where you can step outside of the program patterns that have been running your life. If you understand the science behind thought and reality, you will see why this moment is so powerful. When you consciously shift your thoughts and emotions, you change the electromagnetic field around you. You begin to send out a different signal, and the universe, like a mirror, responds in kind. Reality is not fixed, it is fluid. It bends and reshapes itself according to the frequency you emit. This is why two people can walk into the same room, face the same circumstances, and yet experience completely different realities. One person, trapped in a mindset of scarcity and struggle, will see obstacles. The other, aligned with the frequency of abundance and possibility, will see opportunities. The difference is not in the external world, it is in the internal state they carry into it. March 10th is not just another day. It is an opportunity to become intentional about the energy you project. The moment you choose to elevate your thoughts, the moment you decide to feel gratitude before the evidence appears, the moment you break the addiction to familiar emotions of the past, you alter the electromagnetic field around you. And when you do, the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new frequency. This is the science behind manifestation. It is not magic, it is physics. The only question is, will you continue projecting the old familiar patterns? Or will you harness the power of this day to create something new? How to align with the energy of March 10th. There are days when the energy around us is charged with potential. Days when the unseen forces of the universe seem to lean in, waiting for us to step forward with clarity and purpose. March 10 is one of those days. But this energy is not something that simply washes over you. It is something you must meet with intention. If you want to align with the shift that is available on this day, you must actively participate in the process of creation. This moment carries an amplified energetic frequency, a kind of acceleration that makes your thoughts and emotions more potent than usual. What you focus on will expand. The energy you emit will be mirrored back to you with greater intensity. This is why alignment is crucial. If you remain in doubt, fear, or hesitation, you reinforce those states. But if you step into clarity, gratitude, and certainty, you create a powerful opening for transformation, defining your vision with precision. Most people drift through life with vague desires. They say they want happiness, success, love, or abundance, but when asked to define what that looks like, they struggle to paint a clear picture. On March 10th, clarity is key. If you want to manifest something, you must first know exactly what you are calling in. Close your eyes and step into the future. Imagine yourself already living the reality you desire. Where are you? What do you see? What does it feel like? Let every detail become vivid in your mind, because the clearer your vision, the stronger the signal you send into the field. This is not wishful thinking. This is mental rehearsal, and your brain does not know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. The more you immerse yourself in the experience of having your desire, the more your body begins to believe it is already happening, activating elevated emotions. Your emotions are the frequency you broadcast to the universe. If your vision is clear, but your emotions do not match its frequency, your signal remains weak. This is why gratitude, joy, love, and excitement are so powerful. They bring you into alignment with the energy of your desired outcome. Think about this. When you feel grateful for something before it has even manifested, you are signaling that it is already yours. The universe responds to this certainty, rearranging circumstances to match the internal state you have cultivated. March 10th is a day to embody this emotional state with intensity. If you can hold the feeling long enough, your external reality will begin shifting to reflect it, rewriting the subconscious beliefs that hold you back. Your mind is a vast storage system of memories, experiences, and beliefs, many of which are running on autopilot, dictating what you believe is possible for you. If you have spent years telling yourself that success is difficult, that love is elusive, or that abundance is reserved for others, those subconscious programs will override any new intention you set. March 10th offers you a chance to rewrite those stories. The moment you catch a limiting thought, do not let it pass unchallenged. Replace it with an empowered alternative. If your mind says, "This won't work for me," interrupt the pattern and declare, "Everything is always working in my favor." If an old belief surfaces telling you that you are not good enough, counter it with, "I am fully capable of creating the life I desire." This is not about blind optimism. It is about reprogramming the subconscious mind so it no longer sabotages your expansion, trusting the process. Without attachment, one of the greatest paradoxes of manifestation is that the moment you let go of the need for something, it arrives. Desperation repels, while certainty attracts. When you chase after your desires with a sense of urgency or lack, you are reinforcing the belief that they are missing from your life. But when you trust that they are already on their way, you create space for them to flow to you effortlessly. March 10 is not a day to force outcomes. It is a day to step into a state of knowing, to feel as if your desires are already unfolding in perfect timing. When you hold that frequency, you are no longer just hoping for change. You are embodying the reality of it. The energy you emit becomes a powerful magnet, and the universe responds in ways you never could have predicted. This is the energy of March 10th. A moment where the past dissolves, the future begins to take shape, and everything you desire becomes a living possibility. The only question is, will you align with it? Real-life applications of energy shifts. The power of energy alignment is not theoretical. It is something real, something tangible, something that has transformed lives in ways that many would consider impossible. But those who understand how to harness intention, thought, and emotion know that manifestation is not luck, it is law. When you shift your internal state, the external world has no choice but to reflect that change. And the stories of those who have done it prove just how powerful this principle can be, from financial struggle to abundance. Imagine someone who has spent years battling financial hardship. No matter how hard they worked, no matter how much effort they put in, they always seemed to be one step behind. Unexpected expenses, missed opportunities, a feeling of scarcity that never quite left them. They believed that money was difficult to earn, that financial freedom was for others, that their circumstances were beyond their control. Then something changed. Instead of focusing on what they lacked, they made a conscious decision to shift their perspective to abundance. Every day, they practiced gratitude for the money they did have, no matter how small the amount. They visualized themselves living in financial freedom, not just wishing for it, but feeling it, stepping into the emotion as if it were already real. They stopped reinforcing the old belief that money was scarce and started affirming that abundance was always flowing to them. At first, nothing seemed different, but within weeks, small changes began to unfold. A forgotten debt was repaid, an unexpected job opportunity appeared, and then the breakthrough, a chance encounter, a conversation, an offer that changed everything. The financial struggle that once felt permanent dissolved in a way that no logical strategy could have predicted. What shifted? The external world finally reflected the new internal state they had cultivated, healing beyond the physical. There are people who receive devastating health diagnoses and resign themselves to fate, believing that their condition is something they have no power over. And then there are those who recognize that the mind and body are not separate, that healing is not just about medicine, but about energy, belief, and emotional state. Someone once lived in fear of their illness, constantly anticipating the worst. Their body, responding to that fear, remained stuck in stress mode, preventing the natural healing process from taking place. But instead of staying in that state, they made a radical shift. They decided to embody wellness before it physically appeared. Every day, they immersed themselves in gratitude for their body, focusing on its strength instead of its weakness. They visualized themselves as vibrant, full of energy, completely healthy. They refused to let fear dictate their experience. Over time, something incredible happened. Their body began to respond. Symptoms that once seemed irreversible lessened. Test results improved. Doctors were baffled. What had changed? Not just their treatment, but their energy. They were no longer reinforcing the pattern of illness. They were aligning with the reality of health. Attracting meaningful relationships. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of alignment. Many people long for deep, meaningful connections, but unknowingly project energy that pushes them further away from what they desire. There was a person who had spent years feeling invisible, disconnected, longing for a relationship that truly fulfilled them. They told themselves that love was difficult, that they were unworthy, that others always seemed to find happiness while they remained stuck in solitude. And, unsurprisingly, their reality continued to reflect those beliefs. But something changed. When they stopped looking for love externally and started embodying the energy of love internally, they shifted their self-talk, reinforcing the belief that they were deserving, whole, and magnetic. Instead of focusing on what was missing, they focused on what they already had. They carried themselves differently. They spoke to themselves with kindness. They became the version of themselves that they had always been seeking in someone else. And then, almost effortlessly, the connections they had been waiting for appeared. It was not because they were suddenly luckier. It was because their frequency had changed. The relationships they attracted were simply a reflection of the energy they had stepped into. Why? These are not coincidences. These stories are not random. They are not lucky breaks or unexplained miracles. They are the direct result of applying universal principles, of aligning thoughts, emotions, and energy with a new reality. Those who understand this do not wait for life to change before they feel different. They feel different first, and then life changes. March 10th is a day that amplifies this process. It is an invitation to step into the energy of the reality you want to create. The question is, will you align with it? Or will you continue reinforcing the patterns of the past? The choice is yours, but if your mind has been trapped in the same cycle, how do you break free from it? Is it possible to step outside the programmed patterns of your past and into an entirely new reality? And if so, what hidden potential is waiting for you on the other side of that doorway? The role of meditation and visualization. There is a doorway within you, a space beyond the noise, beyond the distractions, beyond the conditioned mind that has been replaying the same patterns over and over again. Meditation and visualization are the keys that unlock it. Most people live in a state of reaction, waking up each day consumed by the same thoughts, worries, and emotions tied to past experiences. Their brain operates in high-frequency beta waves, the state of stress and problem-solving. In this state, change feels impossible because the mind is too engaged with what is. But what if you could step beyond what is and into what could be? Meditation is the bridge between your present reality and your future potential. It allows you to disconnect from the programmed patterns of your past and step into a state where transformation becomes possible. As your brain waves slow down from chaotic beta to more coherent alpha and theta states, you enter the gateway to your subconscious mind. In this space, your brain becomes highly suggestible, allowing you to rewrite old narratives, install new beliefs, and create emotional patterns that align with the reality you want to experience. Neuroscience confirms that every thought you think carves a neural pathway in your brain. The more you repeat a thought, the stronger the pathway becomes, like a well-worn trail in a forest. If you have spent years reinforcing fear, doubt, or limitation, those patterns become your default state. Meditation disrupts this cycle. It allows you to create new pathways of confidence, abundance, and healing, training your brain to accept a future that has not yet happened. And when the brain believes it, the body follows. Visualization is meditation in motion. It is not just about seeing an image in your mind. It is about feeling it so intensely that your brain and body begin to accept it as real. The moment you combine a clear mental picture with a strong emotional response, your brain activates the same neural circuits as if you were actually living it. This is why elite athletes rehearse their victories before stepping onto the field, and why people who visualize success find themselves attracting opportunities that align with their vision. Your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined, unless you tell it. Certain days carry an energy that makes transformation easier, and March 10th is one of those days. The energetic field is more receptive, more attuned to intention. If there were ever a moment to deepen your meditation, to immerse yourself fully in visualization, this is it. Take time to sit in stillness, disconnect from the external world, and tune into the infinite possibilities within you. Use meditation to break free from emotional addictions to the past and train your body to expect a new future. This is not a passive exercise. It is an active process of becoming. When you do this with full presence, when you feel the future before it arrives, you are no longer waiting for change to happen. You are causing it. Signs that your shift is happening. Something begins to change when you step into a new state of being. At first, it's subtle, almost imperceptible. But then the external world begins to shift. People act differently around you. Unexpected opportunities appear. Doors that once seemed locked swing open effortlessly. You are no longer just thinking about change, you are embodying it, and the universe is responding to the new frequency. You are broadcasting. Synchronicities become undeniable. What once seemed like coincidences now feel intentional. You think of someone and they reach out. You set an intention and the perfect opportunity arises. You feel compelled to check your messages, and there it is, the confirmation you've been waiting for. These are not random occurrences. They are signs that you are aligning with a new reality, proof that your internal shift is being mirrored in the world around you. With this alignment comes an unshakable sense of lightness. The emotional burdens you once carried, fear, doubt, resentment, begin to dissolve. Mornings feel different. There is no longer the same weight pressing down on you. Your body, no longer trapped in cycles of stress, recalibrates to balance. Where once there was resistance, now there is flow. Where once there was heaviness, now there is ease. You are not just thinking differently, you are feeling differently, and that changes everything. As your inner world transforms, so does the way people and situations respond to you. The same individuals who once overlooked you now listen with intent. The same obstacles that once blocked your path suddenly disappear. If you once lived in fear, you may have attracted experiences that reinforce that fear. But now, standing in your power, you find that only those who resonate with your new frequency remain. Perhaps the most profound realization is that the version of you that lived in hesitation and limitation no longer exists. You catch glimpses of the past self, the doubts, the old narratives, the conditioned patterns, but they no longer have power over you. They feel foreign, distant, as if they belong to someone else. You are thinking with clarity, moving with certainty, and embodying a confidence that once seemed unreachable. This is how transformation happens, not in a single moment, but through a series of subtle yet undeniable shifts. The past dissolves, making space for the person you were always meant to become. And the most exhilarating truth, this is just the beginning. The momentum, beyond March 10th. A single moment can change everything, but only if you allow it to. March 10th is a doorway, a shift, an ignition point. But the true transformation does not come from just experiencing the energy of this day. It comes from what you do next. Many will feel the shift on March 10th. They will sense the expanded awareness, the heightened synchronicities, the surge of possibility moving through them. They will feel lighter, freer, more aligned with their highest potential. But what happens when the energy of the day fades? What happens when the world returns to its usual rhythm? This is the moment where true mastery begins. Transformation is not a single event. It is a state of being. The real power lies in what you cultivate after the shift. If you treat March 10 as an isolated event, you may experience temporary change, only to slip back into old patterns. But if you integrate what you've learned, if you nurture the elevated emotions and the expanded awareness, you will sustain and amplify this shift long beyond this single day. Commit to the practice of alignment. Energy alignment is not something you do once, it is something you live. Every thought, every emotion, every habit is a vote for the reality you are creating. If you allow yourself to fall back into the unconscious loops of the past, your external world will follow. But if you commit to the practice, if you continue to embody the frequency of your desired reality, you make this transformation permanent. Begin each day in a state of gratitude before your mind reverts to old patterns. Visualize your future as if it has already arrived. Feel it before you see it. Catch yourself in moments of doubt or fear and shift immediately into certainty. Surround yourself with people, environments, and experiences that reinforce your transformation. This is how change lasts. Not by wishing, but by practicing. Not by waiting, but by becoming. The path forward. March 10th is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of an entirely new way of being. The energy of this day will fade, but your commitment to expansion does not have to. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce the new reality you are stepping into. You have already opened the door. The question now is, will you walk through it?